Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Miel Hebraica. Today I'm looking at a short phrase from the scriptures from Psalm 37. Be still before the Lord. To do the translation we normally use here because I'm doing this particular meditation in honor or memory of my mother who died exactly a year ago. So something to remember. This is one of her favorite passages. It's the one she asked for the pastor to preach at her funeral. And so it ended with something that was very important to her in her life. She lived this passage. This was something that was dear to her heart the whole time. She had seen many things, tragedies in her life. She was not a easy life during the Second World War. Had to be very careful because the German soldiers were always on the lane, always in front of the house. And later on, immigrated to Canada. Cold weather. Remember, to 40-degree below weather in Saskatchewan, and 10 children, and two of the boys had brain injury accidents, and so that was a large tragedy for her too. They survived, but with difficulty, and so it wasn't an easy life. They had the house burned down once, and many things happened in her life. But through it all, this passage was very important to her. In fact, this was the passage that the pastor read to her when my brother Everett had his accident. So, and that's was she picked up on that and has stayed with this passage ever since. So, be still before the Lord. Dom le Yehovah. And so I can also dedicate it to Pastor Couperes, who read this passage to my mom whenever it was in the hospital with his coma. And it's found in Psalm 37, verse 7. Dom le Yehovah vehit holel lo. Okay? So be still, dom. Okay? Incidentally, our word dumb, unfortunately in English, dumb means stupid, but originally it meant silence. Okay, so deaf and dumb. When you said deaf, somebody couldn't hear, and dumb, somebody couldn't speak. Okay, so don't speak. So dumb, and so deaf and dumb actually derives from this word here, dom. Okay, so be still, dom, le Yehovah, hitholel, and wait patiently for him, hitholel, for him, lo. Al tithar, don't fret, don't be angry. Okay. The chetfresh almost has an automatic sound to it. Okay, don't go wrong. Okay. Al tithar. Okay. Uh, Ma zilach matzilacha matzilach. Patafrutiv is a little hard to pronounce because of the vowel comes before the end of the syllable here. So matzliach, in the one who prospers, dercho, in his way. And this psalm here, of course, is a large contrast between good and evil. This is the evil person who seems to be doing everything right in his own way. Okay. Oh, ouch! But don't be angry about it. Don't be upset about it. Beish, and then in the man, Ose, who's doing or does, mitzvot, evil devices. Mitzvot's miserable stuff. Mizmot, mitzit, mitzvot. Even has also another sound of miserableness to it. Okay, so Beish Ose, who is doing, this is Ose as a participial form here, doing things. Mishmot, those who do evil devices. Psalm 37, 8, Haref me'af ve'azov hema. Okay, so refrain from anger. Off is actually literally the nostril. Okay, don't let that nostril get hot. Okay, azav is to abandon. You find this Eli Eli lama sabachthani. Okay, Psalm 22 begins with this thing here. So this is azav, don't and abandon. Okay, hema, your rage. In other words, if you're angry, just put it away to one side. Okay, hema. Hum is hot. Okay, so you're angry when your off becomes chama. Okay, when your nostrils or your nose becomes hot. Incidentally, the water springs that are close to Jerusalem called Emmaus, those are hot water springs, and it comes from the Chet Mem of the Hebrew that defined those springs. Okay, hot waters. Okay, so Hamwa, and so Chet Mem. Okay, here, that's how you remember Emmaus as well. So That's why there are quite a few places with that kind of name, because there were a lot of places that had Hamas, okay, that had hot water. So Hama. So don't refrain from anger, abandon your rage, get rid of the rage, or put it to one side. Tithar, okay, don't be angry, don't be agitated. Ach, le hare, it only brings harm, it only brings evil, okay? Le hare, towards the evil, okay? So this is, and ach is only, okay? Ach, so it happens, okay? Ach, le hare, it only brings harm, it only brings evil. Ki meraim, yek karatun, ve kove, Yehovah, hema, Yerushu Eretz, key, because Merim, the evildoers, Yekaratun, will be cut off. They will be destroyed. They'll be cut to pieces. Nice nun emphatic nun here. I've done a verse or a study last week over the emphatic nun. And here's another one right here. Yekaratun, okay? They will be cut all to pieces, cut off. V'yikaveh, and then those who put their hope, those who hang on tightly, okay? And this is based on the Kof. The Kof is the consonant that's shaped like a knot with a cord hanging on it, and you hang on tight to that cord, okay? And that cord is attached to Yehovah. Notice this, we'll call this one Review, but it is actually a holem, okay? Yehovah. Hang on tightly to Jehovah, okay? Put their hope in Jehovah. Hema, they, okay, the independent pronoun here, plural. This is one of those things that really sends people for a loop because it looks feminine. No, it's masculine. Okay, Hema, they. Yerushu, they inherit. Aretz, they inherit the land. Okay, so Hema, Yerushu, Aretz. This is a puzzle form of the Siluk boosts the Sigol into a comments right here. And Psalm 37, verse 10, Od me'at ve'in rasha ve'hit bonata al makomo ve'enenu. Okay, and Od and so and then again. Okay, Od pam again or some more. Me'at, a little time, a little space or a little time. Me'at, a little while. Ain't and not. There is not. This is a particle of negation. Find it here. Find it here as well. Okay. Ain't, aininu. And then not. Rasha, he is not. The evil one isn't anymore. Okay. Rasha, the evil one isn't there. It's done for. Just a little bit of time. Just give it a little time. Boom. The evil one just up and isn't there. Vehita boneta, and then you will look for him, even though you look for him. And this one's based on the verb for to understand something, ba'ain, beit nun. You start with beit nun, and then you go bo-na-ta, bo-nan-ta. Those who look for, those who try to understand, okay, this is hitpayat, this causative form here of trying to understand something. They will looking for him, intently looking for him, al-makom, to his place, and he will not be there. He will not be there. He doesn't exist. Okay. This particular passage, I had a chance to, a couple of years ago, I traveled with my son and his wife to Berlin. And when we arrived there, I said to them right away, I want to go look at a parking lot. And they all kind of stared back at me. Why do you want to look at a parking lot? Well, over there, close to the Reichstag, close to the burned out Parliament building, that had been put in flames by the Nazis. There's a parking lot, and the parking lot is installed above the spot where Hitler used to have his bunker. And during the war, Hitler, that's where he hid out. That's where he had all his communications, all his radio and telephone lines and everything going in and out of that place. And he had to hide himself under more than 3 meters of concrete to try to protect himself from the bombs and the shelling that were landing in the city. After the war, lots of people visited the place, but after a while, the Soviets blew the whole thing to smithereens and covered it with a parking lot. And it just really drives home that those who are evil, you're going to be looking for them, they disappear. They're just wiped out. They might show up somewhat in history books to tell us the evil they have done, but their inheritance, their results are results nothing, and that's something we have to understand very clearly. The evil of this world, uh, yeah, other people try to follow it, but it brings no results to those who are walking in that pathway, or the results are negative. فإنه أنانيم يرجو أرض, okay, but the humble, okay, anavim, okay, humble ones, the poverty-stricken ones, or the uh, the gentle and meek, okay, the meek will inherit the earth, okay. So the anavim yeratsu. Take a look here. You got a nice matech here, so you're going to have to pronounce the y, and then the next syllable here is re su. Okay, yeratsu. They will inherit. Third person plural here. Aretz, that's the earth, and so that has a comment, has a comments here because of the adna, which pushes it up into pausal. So pronunciation does get a little complex sometimes, but here it is. The anavim yerashu, and they will inherit the earth. The heat anaghu, because they will enjoy, they will be lifted up. Okay, they'll find something very, very powerful from this. Okay, hitanagu alrov, on or from rav. That says abundant. Shalom, abundant peace. Okay, peace will go a long, long ways for those who are humble, those who are meek, those who are gentle. Okay, anavim. Okay, yorashu. Audits. A very, very, very touching passage here in Psalm 37, verse 11. And we find it again in the New Testament, in the Sermon on the Mount, and Jesus quotes parts of it here, fragments of it. Here's one, which is about the meek, the gentle, anavim, and here's shalom. Okay, so we have both of these appearing in the Sermon on the Mount. So blessed are the gentle, anavim, for they shall inherit the earth. Yerashu aretz, okay, they inherit the earth. Anavim, yerashu aretz. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, okay, and that's the ones who have Rov Shalom, okay, Rov Shalom, because of their obedience to God, to Christ, they enjoy peace, okay, Rov Shalom, and they become peacemakers. Very important thought or meditation in this day and age when we find ourselves right in the middle of a war. Every time I turn on the news now, oh, how many ships were hit and how many airplanes were shot down and so forth over, how many drones had been attacked or how many buildings have been blown up and so forth in a war that some people have said, well, it's not really a war, but it is a war at this point. Yeah, blessed be the peacemakers, those who can seek an end to this kind of stuff. So, Rav Shalom, for they shall be called children of God. And so the meek, they inherit the earth because it's God who gives it to us. And goodness and righteousness and obedience to God, those things are stable and will bring blessings from this generation to future generations. But those who are evil, they're wiped off. The place where you had all your importance will be a parking lot with just a small sign on one corner telling the world what happened in that place, all the evil that took place in that spot. My mother died a year ago. She suffered from a lot of that evil, but she is preserved and she has persevered. In other words, persevered. She's gone forward, and she's now with the Lord a year ago, and most certainly enjoying the blessings of eternal life with her Savior, Jesus Christ. And so, until the next time.